How's it going, guys? We're going to be going over our trade where we made $10,972 at 72% ROI. So, yeah, let's get right into it. I was up 125%, by the way. So, first and foremost, this is the trade on the 1 minute time frame. Um, right here, right? So my entry was exactly on this red candle. We had an evening star, so I took a trade on that evening star. Um, Price obviously ended up coming down right about down here. I was up about 50 to 60%. I think the most I saw was like 59%, which is basically 60%. And then well, yeah, you see price come back up. Theta started eating me up. I was down maybe like 15%, and then eventually bang, you see price eat absolute dog. I was up 125%. That's me looking away. I could have been up 160%. And I don't even know it. And while I was trying to sell that 125%, I'm just trying to fill it. It wouldn't fill, options. And so eventually it filled. It filled me at 72% ROI. And yeah, so that's the 1 minute time frame. The reason I entered on the 1 minute time frame, I was already bearish for the day. So my daily bias, if I go on the hourly, let me show you why I was bearish. All right, so my daily bias on the hourly was this over here. So obviously my trade is right here. Let's see, bang, 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 bang. Where we were testing. Okay, so obviously we hit an all-time high, right? So in the previous markets, price dropped from here, as you can see. So you have this side and then you have this side. So the sellers kicked in very strong. So in my opinion, we needed to target another support, right? So price tried to make a new retest. It didn't hit its retest, ended up failing, right? So then I knew when price would try to get its what's it called? So price tried to retest and it couldn't retest. So I knew price would have to come all the way back down, especially because, bro, all this is just sellers, bro, straight sellers, right? So I knew them price was right here, and especially right here, and especially because it failed its retest. And not only that, the Iran and USA been bombing each other basically all day before this. And I knew on Sunday night when the post or the pre-market opened that there wasn't enough volatility and there wasn't enough buyers and sellers to move this market. So I knew when the sellers would kick, or I knew when the market would open, sellers would just end up eventually taking this market in this place. That's also another reason why I was bearish. But we were in complete seller zones, bearish moves, and yeah, I mean on the hourly I was completely bearish. So then when I saw this so for me, what did it for me was this pump, because I knew a lot of people were going to be bullish today, which a lot of people were, by the way. But you had these two candlestick pumps. I knew that as soon as I saw that, I'm like, this is a grab on liquidity. We're going to sweep to the downside. So obviously price ended up pumping all the way up to here. I took my entry after that grab on liquidity, and I mean price obviously ate shit and we did our percentage. So yeah, that's basically my trade. Also, if you look at the 5 minute time frame, you're gonna get a lot of bearish indicators on where we did enter. So let me pull it up for y'all. So you can see right here, we also had like a mini head and shoulder on there. So shoulder, head, shoulder, which ended up playing into our favor. But yeah, nice little liquidity grab. It was beautiful. I couldn't play this trade any better. I'm so happy I enter buys. And that's basically my trade breakdown. So hope you're watching this. Hope this helped you a little bit. Remember, when you're trading in the seller and buyer zones and the supply and demand zones, and you actually take a trade towards that either supply zone or the demand zone, you're gonna win, bro. So on to the next one.